Good morning. Welcome to Old Vine Zen. I am Jan, and it's easy and early like Sunday morning. Thank you for joining me. So, we hear a lot about self care, and usually what comes to mind are those things that make us feel good, right? Like maybe a massage, or maybe having your hair done, or maybe sitting and reading a book, or listening to music, something like that, which is great. Those are all kind of self care kind of things. And they usually feel good, right? But I want to talk a little bit about a different kind of self care. And it's not always about comfort. It's not always the easiest thing to do, but it can be the most rewarding thing. For instance, discipline. You know how it is when you promise yourself you're going to do something, like maybe start to eat right or exercise or, pay attention to something about yourself and you don't follow through? Well, when you work on your discipline of following through, oh, that makes you feel so good about yourself. So this is a kind of self-care. How about speaking up? You know, sometimes when we're with a group of people or just one-on-one and we don't agree with them or we have a different opinion, sometimes, or maybe a lot of times, you don't speak up because you don't want to have all that attention on you. And I'm speaking from, experience. But you really want to, but you don't. Sometimes speaking up and giving your opinion about something, even though it's different than everyone else's, that is a type of self-care. Or maybe you're someone that speaks up all the time, and maybe you should remain silent once in a while. Or how about those angry words that you give back to someone? You want to retaliate against that person. Maybe using a little restraint and not saying what you really want to say at that moment, because you know later you will regret you did it because it won't change anything. So these kind of things are really an important part of self-care. They are not your warm and fuzzy things, okay? They're the more difficult. They're hard to do at times, but they are the things that shore up who you are. That's Ollie. He's awake. So self-care doesn't always have to be warm and fuzzy, right? It can be the hard and difficult things that maybe sting when you first do them, but afterwards they show how important they were for you to do them. And I want to add a caveat to that, to these kind of things that are self-care. Always work on doing them with kindness in your heart. So if you do speak up or you don't agree, and it's time for you to you know, to say something, do it with kindness. Do it really from your heart, from kindness, and not from snarkiness. You know, that kind of sarcasm. Not from that way. Now, for instance, somebody was kind of rude to me the other day. I say kind of it. They were pretty rude. I'm sure you have that happen. And I could have given it right back, maybe even better. But I decided not to. And I remembered the Buddha's words: when you see someone of unpleasant character, oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear as if I had discovered a jeweled treasure. meaning I said to them, I hope you feel better soon. And I didn't say it sarcastically. I didn't say, well, I hope you feel better soon. No, I said from my heart, I do hope you feel better soon, because I could see that it wasn't about me. It's something in their life, and they were suffering. And that was self-care. And I went away from that feeling, I feel better. I feel better about myself, because that's the kind of person I want to be. I don't want to be like them. So self-care isn't always warm and fuzzy. It can be difficult, and it can make a difference in your life. So maybe today you'll have a chance to do a different type of self-care. But not to say there's anything wrong with the warm and fuzzy self-care. The Buddha taught middle of the road, the middle way is the best. There's good in that kind of self-care, and there's good in the difficult self-care, both. So let's meditate for a few minutes. Now, meditation might be a difficult thing for you, and you don't have to do it hours every day. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes every day is just as beneficial, but it might be difficult, but it's self-care. It truly is self-care. We're training our minds. Close your eyes. I lower my head because it feels better on my back. Because if you think about it, the head weighs like 10 to 12 pounds. And so your neck, your back, your spine's always holding that weight up unless you're sleeping. So I kind of tilt down. I close my eyes and I take a deep breath. And I let go for a few minutes. I just tell myself, I'm going to just settle in. Relax my shoulders, the belly, the fingers, the toes, the eyes, and the ears, and the mouth, and the nose. As you breathe, let this balance settle into you. With care for yourself, these few moments of self-care. It's not always comfortable, but it's a willingness to choose what nourishes you and what's good for you. Doesn't always please you at the moment. So sometimes it's discipline of rising early to sit in silence. Sometimes it's the courage to say no to what drains you, even when it feels like it would be easier to say yes. Sometimes it's the strength to turn towards the pain and lean and learn from it rather than running. The Buddha taught that care for the body is to maintain it as a vessel for your awakening, and care for the mind is to train it towards clarity and compassion. Breathing in and breathing out. Relax for a moment. See your mind as just an open sky full of stars, the coolness, the change of the season. Breathing in and breathing out. It's the middle way, the steady, the wise, the compassionate. We don't indulge and we don't deny. Self-care is not always a velvet chair, but the steady hand that lifts us up. It's not always the warm embrace, sometimes the clear mirror showing what we'd rather not see. True care is not soft escape, but the gentle hand of truth, guiding us back onto our path, where freedom is worth more than comfort. Breathing in and breathing out, the middle way of care, the soft, the warmth, and the hard and the difficult. Breathing in and breathing out. It's way beyond comfort. It's way beyond escape. The path is truth. Breathing in and breathing out. There's difficult times in our life, and there are easy times in our life. And both will come and go. There's no way to escape. And there'll be moments of self-care that are soft and warm, and moments when they're not. They're hard. They're hard choices we have to make. But that's life. Breathing in and breathing out. May we go into our day and our nights and take care with kindness. Speak with kindness but truth. Firmness, not weakness. Let's remind ourselves of that. Breathing in and breathing out. We are thankful for another day. And now, as we close our meditation for this morning, and we slowly bring ourselves back to where we began, and we rejoin each other. Please remember that meditation doesn't have to be a long thing. You don't need lots of time to do it. You can do it here and there during your day. Just look around you, take a few breaths, center yourself, remind yourself of reality being ups and downs. It's just the way it is. And find some joy today. You know, Ollie's sitting right here. I'll lift him up. He's a mess. But I'm going to give him a bath today. And I might have said that last week, and I didn't do it. But today's his day. Let me get him for you. Here he is. He's got that I just woke up look, but actually that's his everyday look. But isn't he cute? I don't want to rub him against my microphone because I noticed I did that last time. But this is Ollie, Oliver. I call him Ollie. And I rescued him, and he's about 12 pounds, give or take. And I found him, they found him just roaming the streets. And now he's got a happy home. Yeah, he's so cute. Okay, enough of that. I will see you next week. Yeah, if you have any comments, comment. I would love to read them. Nobody comments, I guess. I don't know. So if you have anything to say, I would love to hear from you. So take care. Have a good day. Find some joy. All right. Bye-bye.